Hey, it's MK, and I am here with another May I Scraplift You. This one is by Julie Taylor. I absolutely loved her use of mixed media and the cheesecloth in her layout, so I wanted to recreate one in my style. So anyways, back to the fact that I am still at a retreat, still a little shy about holding everything up and sharing with you guys what it is that I am using. So here I'm just sharing the layout with you guys, and then of course I got to talking to somebody and held it there a little bit too long. From Scrapbook Addict, I have this adorable little fall tree ring set that she offered in her shop. She has an Etsy shop. I'll try to remember to link it down below because her handmade embellishments are just phenomenal, you guys. Absolutely. And these are perfect for the walks in the woods that we do when we go on vacation. So I have a couple of those to use. I also have my cheesecloth. I have a couple of Flair by Dottie About Flair. I have some cork pieces that are by Pear Tree cut files, and they are little cork pieces about hiking. So I've got binoculars and backpacks and maps and super cute stuff. I have some twine that I thought, at the time worked really well, but I think I end up painting it because it was a little too white for what it is. I have some foam stickers left over from the Simple Vintage Lakeside collection by Simple Stories. And then I also have a frame that is in the color Toast by 49 and Market. So I have that. So I'm going to start off with painting my cheesecloth the color that I want. And I picked out a couple of browns to play with. One of the browns that I have is Dina Wakley in Syrup, Dina Wakley in Sand. That's what I'm spraying with right now is the sand. And then I have Dina Wakley in Ancient. I think I end up bringing in my Hot Fudge Shimmerz spray that I absolutely love as well. But right now I'm sticking with syrup and sand to try and get the color that I want, because Ancient, once I spray it, is actually a little on, well, actually, no, I like it. I really like it. But I didn't want it to be one color all the way through. So what I did was I just randomly sprayed in spots, trying to get one color to go in, stay in one spot, and another color. And it actually worked really well. And surprisingly, because of how hot it was, this dried super fast. Like, it dried faster than the mixed media on the layout that I'm getting ready to do dried. So anyways, I've got this really cool stencil. I used to know what it was called. Circles and Cats, I think is what, oh my gosh. It was the strangest stencil. It's no longer available, but I did get it from a cherry on top. I've been asked multiple times where I got this stencil. That is where I got it, but every time I look it up, it says it's no longer available. So, you might be able to find it like on eBay or Etsy or something like that, but for where I purchased it, it's no longer. Okay, so I pulled out some shimmers for my painting that I'm going to do on top of my stenciling. I just used a texture paste from Ranger that was in opaque, so it's just a clear texture paste. Actually, I think it's crackle paste, but I don't remember. And this cracked really, really good, which was perfect for my photo and my layout. But what I'm using is, I believe I'm using. Oh my! Now I don't remember, you guys, because it's too brown for Penny for Your Thoughts. I'm not sure. I apologize about that. But I do love how it looks. I do go in and add a little bit of Hot Fudge to this because I was thinking it was a little too gray for what I was looking for. So I really like the mixture of Hot Fudge going into whatever color this is. Oh my gosh, now I feel really bad about not knowing what color. But I like the mixture, and I'm trying to work really fast before the first coat of paint dries, so that way the two colors mix instead of just sit on top of each other. And it's going to give me a gorgeous little shimmer to it as well, and a very subtle one. It's not like sparkly. It's just a almost like a daylight shimmer. Yeah, it's hard to explain. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and tie 2 knots. Oh, I'm sorry. Julie actually used eyelets on her layout. And even though there were eyelets available at the retreat, someone actually had some. I thought that was super cool. I decided to go ahead and just put bows on the ends of my twine. I had just enough to put it exactly where I wanted it. It worked out perfect. I really liked that. But here's where I decide that my twine is just a little too on the stark side. So I'm going to take some more hot fudge and expand a little bit out from my original painting. However, because the paint is already soaked into the paper, the hot fudge actually ends up like bleeding out, so it doesn't mix in. It now is its own color. So you'll see, especially in the upper cluster, you'll see that a lot more. I just was worried that the painting wouldn't have been seen underneath the cheesecloth because it's a lot bigger than what Julie used, just because of the fact that my photo was also a lot bigger. So anyways, now that that is dry, or not dry, I apologize. Now that that is done, I am going to take out my twine. I promise that that's the next step, is my twine. There it is. And I'm going to paint it also with hot fudge. And it does paint a lot darker. Oh no, I'm going to take the mystery paint. That's the one I'm going to take. I apologize, you guys. But I'm going to take this paint and just go ahead and dab it all on my my twine. But then I put my twine in between 2 pieces of paper towels and end up drying it off, so it doesn't stay this dark. It just kind of tints the white, and then the gray stays gray, which I like a lot better. It actually looks dirty, like somebody's dirty shoestring. Which for the layout, like I said, it works perfectly fine. It really does. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and trim my photos down. I'm going to measure the frame so I can make my photo just a little bit smaller, because I want to make sure that the frame sticks out. I don't want my photo to match it exactly. And then I just have a bunch of scraps left over from the Lakeside collection, as well as this cut apart sheet from the Lakeside collection. And then that plaid over there is an Authentique the Hunting collection. So I'm going to use a little scrap of that. Not a lot of paper was used in the creation of this layout, just to let you know. It's just a cute little photo of my son standing on a rock. We were hiking up to the Devil's Post Piles in California. And so we wanted to, take photo shoots everywhere we went. It was quite interesting. We walked up here with Nana and Papa, which are the kids' grandparents. And I really, really wanted to see these post piles, in all honesty. I just thought that they were fantabulous, especially the hexagon shape that they make. So, of course, you can't tell that that's, where we are. It's just my son standing on a rock, and that's it. He just likes posing for the camera. And I will take it as long as he continues to want to do it. I've got some kids that, are very photogenic, and other kids are like, whatever, Mom, peace sign out, go away. I'm done. Which is weird, because when I got back Nana's photos of these trips, of this same exact trip, he posed for her. Rude. Anyways, and it's not this son, it's my middle son that is the, I don't care if you take my photo or not, but then he sits there and poses for all of her photos. Seriously. Yes, children, my children. They all have their own little quirks. It's great. So I'm going to use some glue dots to glue my my twine down and get it stuck. To be honest, I was too impatient. I did not wait for this to dry fully. I just went for it. I really did. I had to buy a roll of a roll of score tape off of a fellow table mate. Because I told her, I said, well, if I have to borrow it more than 3 times, well, there was one. And then I realized I had to put the photo on the cheesecloth. And then I realized I had to put the embellishments on the cheesecloth. So that would have been way more than 3. 3 times that I needed to borrow the score tape. So I went ahead and just purchased it from her. It was like, oh yeah. And she was going to just give it to me. And I know how expensive those are. There was no way. But thank you for the generosity. I really appreciated it. Okay, so I'm staring at Julie's layout and making sure that I have all the things. She used quite a bit of buttons on hers, so that way she can, tell her story and whatnot. But I didn't really like, I don't know, I didn't really like all of the elements going all the way across the twine and the cheesecloth. And I think part of that was because of the fact that I wanted to see more of the cheesecloth than what she showed, which the little bit of cheesecloth that I saw is what enticed me to want to lift this layout, in all honesty. And so I do end up leaving a good chunk over on the right to be seen. The left looks just like Julie's, where you just see just a little bit. But I did not go all the way across my twine, because I honestly felt like it wasn't going to be seen. And then all you saw was bows, and then they didn't make any sense to be on the layout. So I wanted some of my twine to be seen all the way through. And for Julie's, you can see it going all the way across because of the buttons. She put some of the buttons, it looks like she put them in the twine. I don't know if she just made it look like that or if she actually did that. I'm not sure. But I wasn't using buttons. I was just using other elements. Okay, so I took this gorgeous embossed piece of what looks like a tree ring, and went ahead and used that as my ripped out pieces. Julie has it at the top and at the bottom. And then at the bottom, she's got a cute little cluster. It looks like a little girl's room. It's so adorable. So I honestly didn't plan to do anything down there because I didn't notice it until at the very end. And I was like, what do I do? So I just went ahead and took one of Scrapbook Addict's tree rings and put it down there, and it just filled that space beautifully. It went up and into the rest of the project, which it was perfect, absolutely perfect. And this embossed, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, that it's a Tim Holtz folder, you guys, and it is just beautifully done. Sarah does such a gorgeous job with detail. I can't even tell you. But the way that everything just fell into place, and now my cute little tree ring with the mushroom is flowing up into the rest of the cluster, the photo elements and all that stuff. It was like meant to be. It was absolutely perfect. I just really am happy with the way that this came out, even though she did make these clusters for the fall, and some of her fall walks and layouts and things. I really enjoyed using them for our hikes. I just did. So I'm just going to try to figure out where to put unplug and unwind, because it's the same reddish color that is down in the mushroom. I wanted to make sure that I brought that in because some of the flowers that are in these handmade embellishments are a little bit more of the purpley red and not the reddy red. Or the orangey red. So I wanted to make sure that I had at least 2 representations, since I had 2 of those flowers going on too. Added a little sticker that said Lakeside because actually we were next to a river. But there was still water involved, so it works. And then I'm going to take my sepia pen that is from Close to My Heart. I love this pen. It's a very fine tip brown pen. And go ahead and just outline all the edges. Even though Julie did not do that, I felt obligated to, because I have a hard time with the white space. But all of these May I Scraplifts You are meant to take me out of my comfort zone. And I end up, picking people that, are not my style, and then turn them into my style. And I love that challenge about May I Scraplift You. So anyways, there is the final layout. I absolutely love it. I love how it all came together. Sarah's embellishments from Scrapbook Addict just make it absolutely easy to put layouts together. Like I said, I will put her link down below so that way you guys can go check out her little shop. Julie, thank you so much for allowing me to lift you. Don't forget to check out the playlist down below to see everyone else's lifts. Here are 2 more May I Scrap Lift You videos for y'all to check out that I have done in the past. And thank you so much. I'll check y'all later. Bye.